Now it's that time of the show where we like to test out budget products to see if they're as good as advertised. I'm always on the hunt for different tools and products online to help you get the most bang for your buck. Next up, we got a gimbal ratchet designed by Gear Wrench, which should come in handy for those hard to reach areas. Let's see how it works. All right guys, today we're going to test out this thumb ratchet, and this is something that's great for a toolbox in theory because there's many times when you're using a ratchet, you've got things in the way and then you're sitting here just doing little tiny swings with the ratchet and it gets in the way. So if you look right here, I've got to have pretty good swing there just to get that to even click once. If I go to one of these thumb ratchets, I've got a lot of options. One, I can adjust this so I can swing this one way or the other like this, so I have different angles for my hand for grip. And then there's a lot of little teeth on the inside. I can just do a little micro turn and it gives me a lot of options. And when you're sticking your hand down into a tight space, this is a great tool for you. And it has a lot of torque as well. I'm not trying that hard to get this big lag in. Now you can work with this on smaller things too. I can put a Phillips head on here, really any socket, and that's what's cool about this. Let's grab a little screw here and try this into this 4x4. That's pretty cool. I like the extra teeth on it because all those little teeth give me options when I'm trying to get my hand into a tight spot. Maybe there's a piece of wood up against it. And what's cool is you can sit here and angle this one way or the other to get your hand in. And that's a really cool feature. Let's try a different screw over here and see how it works over here. Now this isn't something you're going to use every day, but in a tight spot, it's pretty cool. Okay guys, I'm impressed. This thing works really well. It's a little big, but it does work. I'm going to give this thing 4 out of 5 stars. I think this is something you should have in your toolbox. Now, let's test out a foldable level I found that will fit right in your tool belt. All right guys, today we're going to try out something new. This is the Saker foldable level. This thing is cool. It'll fit in a tool belt and it'll fold out to any size. Now the thing I like about this is many times you've got to have 3 or 4 different levels, especially small ones, to work. I can make this into a long one, or when I'm working on something small, it'll be as small as I want it to be. So let's see how this works on a 4x4 here. I'm going to fold this thing up. Let's test it like that. Okay, that is pretty cool. I like that. It'll stay there by itself. That's handy. That's like an extra hand. Now let's see what happens when I do it like this. Now going around a 4x4 here, when you're trying to set a post, now I can get this 2 different ways. And that's really cool. Again, that makes it really easy. I don't have to have 2 different levels. Now the other thing I can do with this is if I'm working on something like setting a form, I can create an L shape here and I can adjust it without having to move the level around. And that's pretty cool too. So I can sit there and say, hey, level here, which is this way, and level this way. This is a handy little tool. I'm impressed. It's durable, made out of aluminum, so it's gonna hold up really well. I'm gonna give this thing 5 stars. Looks like it's built well, and that means it's gonna last.